Man, this is my favorite part about LANREL. Every single match just gets better.
This is juicy. This is juicy. Especially the way K-Corp came out today. I mean, G2, I mean, we know what to expect from G2. And they're professionals. They're going to do exactly what they did. But K-Corp, that's a team that has a lot of fan favorites on this side of the world. And they're excited to see their team play this weekend. And I think that man right there has a lot to prove. According to Johnny, he could have been, I mean, he could still be one of the best in the world.
I think he is still one of the best in the world. But, you know, it's all about confidence for Aztral. And I think he's got a lot of confidence in his team. I think he's got a lot of confidence in himself right now. They just smashed Furia. Like, we know how good Furia are. Everybody rates Furia. If you don't, then you're crazy. K-Corp just destroyed them. They made it look easy. Itachi looking unreal. So this is a real dangerous team for G2 to go up against.
Jorby, I mean, you are one of the biggest Furia proponents on the desk here. And with how strong K-Corp looked against Furia here, what does that say about this roster?
I mean, first of all, to come in your first LAN event as a team, and then to be so dominant. But it wasn't just one player. It wasn't just Noly. It wasn't just Itachi. It wasn't just Aztral. It was all three of them. Each one of them getting MVP honors. And I don't think Noly was jumping all over the place in the thirds. Nobody could get by him. Itachi locked it down on defense, and Aztral just blew through Furia's line every single time they needed to break through. They have all the components necessary to make a deep run. Look, they can absolutely bring it to G2.
They've also got the blue wall behind them. It's fitting.
Oh.
But, you know, the
story
really
tells itself.
They have it all.
Oh, they're gonna need that blue wall. They're gonna need a lot of that. Cause on the other side of the Oasis is a monster, the monster. Matter of fact,
big samurai with a sword.
What color wall are they repping?
Is it
all right, well,
a white wall?
They have an army.
K-Corp's still playing on the blue side. That's why they got the blue stick. On the other side, though, it is the hottest team from North America right now. It's G2.
My name is Chicago, and I play for G2 Esports. We want to have fun. We want to enjoy the moment, so we don't look back in 3 months and be like, wow, we just wasted our time stressing too much over winning. But we definitely know we can do well if we play our game, and I think we're just looking to keep striving and keep making forward leaps for this tournament and for Worlds coming on later in the year. To reach those goals, I think we gotta have a really open mindset as well as just good energy in the camp, I guess you wanna call it. Like, for all of us, this is our third major, and Atomic joined for the winter major, so this is our second major as a team together. So I think we're not really too nervous because it's starting to become more familiar after COVID, and the LANs are becoming more and more comfortable. So I think we're really excited just to get on stage and start playing and actually competing. In terms of the game, I guess I like to open up a lot of space for my teammates and just be there for whatever they need them, if they need follow-ups, or just be there to support, because my teammates are both insane, and if I just kind of give them the ball, eventually I know they'll do something right. What's up, Copperbox? I know you saw G2 in Season 5, and they didn't do too well, but trust me, this is a different version of the team, so get ready.
Jorby, all that video made me think is I want to see Chicago in a rage room, destroying as many things as he can.
I mean, it looks like he trains with that on a daily basis.
Yeah.
He had good form with his swing. And JKnaps just taking a nap. But he's not taking a nap on the field, that's for sure.
Did you guys see the video G2 put out of making JKnaps like James Bond? With, like the suit and the...
Oh, yeah.
I saw him with the bow tie.
Yeah.
He looks great in the bow tie.
Yeah, they look pretty
I was really hoping they were going to bring that out on stage right now. I mean, that would be pretty intimidating. You look across the stage and they're all like dressed up. They're going for dinner after they're done beating you. Like, I just crossed my mind. Didn't Chicago eliminate G2 last time they were here at Season 5? I think he was playing on EG and they eliminated G2.
Might be right.
Lower bracket. So now he's back to make up for that, I guess, and help them make a deep run.
He's pulling a turbo here, swapping teams, carrying him to a win here. See what happens, man. But Bates.
Yo,
these are your boys.
They are. Well, actually, my team's BDS this minute.
That's true. I appreciate that.
According to the cards. But listen, this young man right here, he has been a difference maker, not only for G2, but all of NA. When he left now, now Optic, of course, that has really shaken up that team a little bit, but they're still here at the London Major, but they're not the same team. And when he joined G2, he upgraded them to heights that they have never seen before. Arguably, a lot of people might have projected them doing well in Season 9. Unfortunately, got canceled with that Rizzo. I know he's over there somewhere smiling. But with that being said, Atomic with Coach Satthew, Popovich in the background, they are a force to be reckoned with. They're the best team in NA. It's not NRG for those y'all who don't know.
Was it just me? It looked like Satthew right there. It looked like he just remembered he left the oven on or something. Is he okay?
He's in deep thought. Listen, you got to strategize to beat K-Corp, man.
Nah, he's always thinking. I was gonna say we don't mention Coach Popovich, Matthew enough. Like I think him and Atomic joined pretty much at the same time, and this completely new dynasty of this new G2 army that Bates is always talking about. And and they're just a completely different roster with these two additions.
I mean, are they just going to be hitting a wall though, the blue wall? Is that the question? You know, like how big does an army have to be to beat a wall? I mean, a wall doesn't really feel pain though. It's a wall, T-Bates. So like, what's an army really going to do to a wall?
What's an army bring?
What can your army swim?
I don't know what the G2 army has.
In the Oasis?
In an E for everyone world, what can they really do
battering
to
ram.
a wall? You know,
That's
that's
true. A battering ram.
They bring peace, love, and tranquility.
And the wall just like
And the wall dissolves. That's what they bring.
the wall goes to dinner with them. My goodness, I don't know. Johnny. This is a crazy situation though. A wonderful opportunity for G2. It's rare that we see a team get a win at a major and then come back in what we consider to be peak form. The possibility of going back-to-back at RLCS majors is so small for teams. I feel like it happens so rarely here.
Yeah, I mean, all-time Rocket League history, there's very few teams who have done that, and for them to do it in the modern era is even more ridiculous. So they're really setting themselves up for greatness if they can keep this run going, and as we all know, it is much easier in double elimination to do it through the upper bracket. These days, it is a lot harder to go lower bracket than it was back in the day, where teams were just, you know, they were easier early on in the tournament. These days, nobody's easy. If you're in lower bracket, you're in big trouble. So it's a long road ahead of loser here. The winner is top 6 guaranteed. That's where G2 want to be.
Well, let's get into predictions and see who you guys at home think is going to take this one down. The Army's always big, but G2 versus Karmine Corp, #KC. If you are part of the blue wall here. I will start things, given that I am contractually obligated to predict Karmine Corp, so I'm going to be predicting Karmine Corp to take this one down, but I am not super confident in that. Bates, you can go next.
Listen, I'm really big on the Karmine Corp. The support that this team has. Noly coming in. I've always been a big fan of Noly. Guild, you made the biggest mistake in Rocket League history by getting rid of him. He's balling out for a reason, but it's not going to be enough. This is just clinical, man. You got the best sniper in the game. You got one of the best leaders in the game, and you got the best mechanical player in the game, in my opinion. Mechanics overall, not just Flash now. G2. I think they put it up. I didn't even say their name.
We knew.
I mean, to be honest, you didn't need to say their name. we knew who you were taking, even though you got that BDS card. It didn't matter.
They playing?
Nope. I'm just going to backpack off base, you know what I'm saying? Jump on his back real quick. I do like Noly and Aztral. Noly did tremendous things for Aztral, so I do rate KC highly, but I just don't think G2 is going to, you know, want to go to that losers bracket. I don't think they can make the same run Queso did, and they're going to take it in the uppers.
What are these like niceties you're giving K-Corp, and you're not even going to pick them? Look, I saw Noly running around the arena.
You're gonna be wrong twice today.
He's got the swag right now.
Stop,
he feels it. All right, look, I picked against K-Corp once. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. Karmine Corp are going to take this one. G2 going to fall to the lower bracket early, and Bates, you're going to be licking your chops.
He's consistent. Furia was his team, but I've got to disagree, though. I think
Thank you,
G2 are the better team here, and I think that they're ready. They look good today. They play Gladiators, but I think they're going to be prepared. I'm leaning G2.
All right, a split desk here. How are you feeling at home? Let's take a look at the predictions there. 70-30 in favor of Karmine Corp.
G2 Army's a little small.
You're just wait till I figure out how to speak French.
You forgot there's
Blue
a
wall.
whole country.
Blue wall is pretty strong, folks. The game is ready. Both these teams in the upper bracket with 2 lives, but one of them going to lose it here and drop to the lowers. In the blue, we have Karmine Corp. In the orange, from North America, G2 Esports, looking to continue their domination. Let's get down to the field.
Well, the only thing from EU that's being consistent today is the support from the old KC army. They have been quite incredible, the Karmine Corp crew. 70%, Turtle.
Against
Reckon they're
G2.
going to take it against G2. Do you believe?
G2. You know, we talked about it on the desk that K-Corp have a lot of fans at home watching, excited and very, very vocal. I didn't know they were that vocal, and we're ready to support them to a whopping 70% against G2 nonetheless. But, of course, it's going to be a difficult matchup. K-Corp had a tougher series beforehand, no disrespect to Gladiators, but definitely proved their worth here. G2, I think we're going to see a little bit more of what preparation they had in store for the entire event in this series alone. So I'm excited to see what's going to come out. Maybe some crazy mechanics from Atomic, but overall, hopefully we get a Game 5.
I mean, yeah, I've been with you a few Game 5s. We've had way too many sweeps today. I think we can all agree on that one, but Atomic with G2, I'm not going to agree. They want to see this one through as quickly as they possibly can, secure that package into the top 6 where they will feel they belong. But KC, this is the team on the up.
Right.
You know, when they came into this split, people weren't really looking at them thinking they can compete for majors. They can even make majors.
Right.
But Noly has changed them.
Oh, 100% in that new pickup and added a lot of confidence here. And that's always been a factor for Aztral. And he continues to say it again. I was talking about it during the cast previously with K-Corp, but then whenever we interviewed Aztral afterwards, he was talking about the confidence and how that was literally the key factor and the difference maker to take that win against Furia. And he just kept going on about how he felt comfortable on the stage, was able to get some demos and potentially get the first goal here against G2.
Already a lovely bump and a demo coming in, but still no luck for KC so far. Atomic lays it on a plate to JKnaps, and that is what you have to love about G2 and Atomic.
Yeah, the classic play, these two up front. If you've given Atomic space, he's going to make something out of it, and he does exactly that, finding JKnaps in the midfield, the easiest follow-up you could ask for, and we've got 1-0 to G2.
What makes him such a fascinating and devastating player is that he doesn't always boom it into the top corner. It's not always clean. It's not always the purest strike you can have. Sometimes in the case of Atomic, it's just laying it sideways, but Noly slowing the game down himself, early equalizer.
And he likes to do this a lot. Noly, if you give him some space alone, he's going to make even more damage than what we saw previously on the side of G2. This one all by himself, around one player and into the back of the net.
Yeah, see you later, Chicago. Flying off into the sunset with no ball to speak for. And it means there is an equalizer earlier on for Karmine Corp. And 70% of you watching are going to be very confident after that little goal right there. You're thinking, okay, this is what we saw. This is what we knew could happen. And Karmine Corp, despite going behind, do not like they're overawed by this occasion as Aztral goes into this 50-50. That's won by Chicago. Noly on the backboard. And Noly is getting a lot of the ball right now. He seems to be Karmine Corp's most likely player to get a hit on it, and he's the one who has to make that save.
And it's interesting because you say that, and the next game it's going to swap, and we'll see maybe a highlight performance from Aztral. Then the next game, Itachi comes out and does a little bit of magic himself, and that's what's always happening with K-Corp. They rotate in who is the star player, keeps G2 on their toes.
Chicago is going to go into this one, and it's going to ping off to the side where Aztral gets a touch. It's a little bit heavy by his standards, so they can't do too much with it apart from attempt to bump that goes absolutely nowhere as JKnaps takes to the sky. Itachi is already there with him. Great pace to this first game so far between them both. As Aztral clears it long, and we're struggling to find any team really getting some clean opportunities.
Yeah, there it is.
And as I say that, Atomic gets a really clean opportunity, and it's 2-1 G2.
I was a little bit scared with this follow-up on the way he got a piece of this ball afterwards. One of the best 50-50s you could ask for, but then this shot right here absolutely terrified me. But he still found it, and with that good of a 50-50, I don't even know if it's possible to flub it up.
I mean, that's just the Atomic way, you know, as I was saying. You never have to always put on clean, booming shots. Just roll it in. Just, you know, hit it with your wheels and see what happens.
And you think anybody cares? He still got the goal.
Exactly. That's all history will say. And G2 resume their lead in this first game with Itachi down the side, and Atomic taking a couple of touches, still managing to find himself in space. The man at these majors can do no wrong. He comes into this team from Envy. There are question marks. Is it the right decision? And G2 since then have just pretty much taken down everyone in their path. Everything seems to work for Atomic. He never misses. He's constantly putting it in.
Oh my word. This is why Bates said he's got the best mechanics in the world, and he's just nailing this one home off the backboard, the double tap, and he finds it 3-1 for G2.
Even with Noly in there trying the in and out save, you just knew as soon as Atomic had that on the far wall, that ball was going to nestle its way home, and G2 were going to get a 2-goal lead. And Karmine Corp are going to have to start chasing. This is the team that haven't had to chase so far. Against Furia, they were utterly dominant. You know, you would not have been a fool for predicting Furia to win that one. They probably edged it in the favorites, but Karmine Corp did not look like that was the case at all. This is their first real challenge at the Org's first major, and G2, like, you have to just figure out right now how on earth to get through these three players.
Absolutely, and the beginning against Furia for K-Corp was started with demos. They were able to get some momentum through those demos, through the physical gameplay, and I want to see that again. It was such a delight to see that from K-Corp because we normally don't. All throughout the split, every single regional event, it felt like we barely saw any demos. They come out here at the major and they utilize it. They got to keep going with that strategy because it was so effective to give each other space and time to rotate back.
There's a lot of space in the midfield for both teams. That's where most of these goals are coming from, these clean hits in the middle, faking out a player. And here's another chance for a clean hit for Noly. He tries to force that one into the near post. The ball will roll above the goal, but not do too much damage or cause too much danger for G2. Atomic again in his own corner, slows it down. That allows JKnaps in. Gives him a chance for a clean 50-50, and suddenly G2 are on their way. Aztral making things a little bit scary. It remains 3-1.
And to me, Cole, the main thing I look for in a player and how they're feeling on the day is whether or not they're taking their time. And we just saw Atomic go for a slow 50-50, get behind the ball, hide behind it, and force out a better play. He's so aware, and that's so difficult to do, especially if you're nervous on this international stage. That's a clear sign that he is perfectly comfortable.
All the first touches going to G2, all the clean hits going to G2, the shots coming for them as well. Atomic, his latest touch isn't really his best one. JKnaps is going to do his best to make something from it, but that was going to fall dead. They won't mind that too much, G2, though, because they want these seconds to melt off the clock. It's coming into the center from Chicago. Let's Aztral roll it out wide, and this game just seems to be fading away now. I'm not getting the impression that Karmine Corp can get anything going to even make G2 sweat in this first game.
It looks like we're going to have to head into game number 2 to see something out of K-Corp start again. And yeah, there were signs of life. We saw Noly with that lovely solo play, and other than that, a couple of great attempts off the backboard, but it felt like G2 were testing the defense more. Oftentimes, I'd see them throw the ball with a huge clear off the backboard, make somebody from K-Corp sweat and use a lot of boost, and because of that, they were out of position a lot. Either way, it's just the beginning of the series. Maybe it was first game jitters, and at the end of the day, you're up against G2, Cole.
Satthew telling his players to calm down there, I think, after that one, making sure they don't... I think they want to relax, but not just take KC too lightly, because KC can show a lot more than what they showed right there. G2 were easing to that first game in the series, and I think that that's what this whole NA-EU debate... I know it's a tired discussion of which region is better, but right now, today, NA is better. They're getting the better results.
Everybody clip
They're looking the better
Just
teams.
Save that audio clip for any time Cole swaps over to the other side.
I will tomorrow, the day after it will change again. But right now, NA will believe they can come up against any EU team and beat them comfortably. And that, I mean, you've been a pro player. That must really make a difference on the pitch when you are the superior team, the superior region, the superior players.
I think it adds to nerves, though, whenever you build that expectation. I feel like if you focus too much on the fact that, okay, we're going up against a weaker, quote-unquote, region, at that point, it can become an expectation, and the pressure gets to you if you lose the first game. However, in this case, they won the first game, they've got the momentum, and it's just going to play in their favor.
Well, it was a beautiful team performance there. In game number 1 from G2, where we look at KC right now, they're stealing themselves
what are they going to change?
For what is going to be a very tough series. That is the question. What are they going to change? I think they need to give G2 a little bit less space in the midfield. G2 had so many clean hits, and their decision-making is their most potent weapon, because Atomic, he will always surprise you. I think with him, you have to expect the unexpected, not go for the clean version of Rocket League and assume that's going to happen. Try a few things yourself. Get a flip reset into the bottom corner. Do you know what, Turtle? That'll change things.
Expect the unexpected indeed, and nobody saw this flip reset coming out from Noly. Maybe an early touch off the backboard, maybe a double tap. Nope, you get a flip reset into the back of the net.
Threading the needle past 2 goalkeepers at the near post as well. A beautiful finish, and exactly what KC need to get them going, because it was a bit of a stuttering start in that first game. When the nitty-gritty of the opening of the match was over, G2 sort of ran away with it a little bit, so that will really exploit them.
With a goal like that, in that flashy style, you immediately forget about the first game, about any drought you could have been in, and you continue to pop off. And so far, it's only been Noly.
Yeah, this is the Noly show right now for Karmine Corp. Chicago,
look at him
there on that far one. Noly just knows exactly what's happening. And what's beautiful as well for KC is that's 2 very different types of goals. You've had the solo flip reset, and you've had the dunk. Knowing that you can get either and you can read either, that's really going to help you, surely.
And it was almost a one-up for the Atomic 50-50 we saw earlier. Previously, Atomic had to get the follow-up to have it go in. This one, straight off the 50, through the ceiling and into the goal, something that, of course, you're going to be happy about, but it's 2 goals in, 40 seconds wasted, and G2, they've got the whole game to recover. Question is, will they?
Itachi's shot was a little bit weak, so G2 could get it away towards Atomic. Astral's touch is for himself. Good composure there from him, but his next touch is only as far as JKnaps, so that can put some G2 pressure on things. Itachi's clearance not great either. Noly's touch weird. What on earth? A Karmine Corp doing in defense. They had about 4 chances to do that.
Well, and to me, it looked like a panicked clear from Noly. He had a lot of space here. Nobody was pressuring him, but he just immediately panicked, flipped into the ball early, and that's what G2 like to do. They want to surround you, make you go for awkward clears, thinking somebody's challenging you, when in fact, you're quite alone.
It's why they're a terrifying team, though, because you start to fear them, and as soon as you do, they will punish you. They will wait for your mistakes. They will sense them coming, and they will, of course, always put it on target. And now suddenly G2 Esports have just a little bit of momentum in this second game on the beautiful Aquadome, surrounded by the jellyfish and the sharks, as Aztral just doinks that one across. He's still in trouble a little bit. Noly makes no mistakes there, clears that one to Rose there. They've had enough messing about with the ball by their own goal line.
Yeah, but nobody was downfield, so because of it, you're given possession right to G2 Esports, who are going to mount another attack. But we look to Itachi to get another clear. That one 50-50 to cross the net, and then followed up from Chicago. There's some space here for K-Corp. What are they going to do with it? Aztral, maybe another flip reset, adding to their tally here in game number 2.
Good closing down there from Itachi. Going to get himself a little bit of space for Noly to play with. He has been so dangerous so far. G2, he's starting to fear the Englishman, but Atomic worms his way out of yet another challenge. Chicago's touch is odd. There's been a few weird touches in this second game. Maybe the player's starting to get a little bit of fatigue in those thumbs. I mean, there's 5 days of Rocket League ahead. You have to get over that.
I mean, if you're getting fatigued on day 1,
yeah, exactly.
I don't know how the rest of your tournament life is going to go. Maybe your hands just turn into spaghetti here.
They need to do some finger yoga, get those squeezy things to get the hand strength up. Chicago,
I'd pay money to see a session of that.
Brilliant effort there from Chicago. But it was read by Aztral. Lovely passing play from KC. Get out of their own half this time. This is what they want to do and why they were attempting those odd passes earlier that led to the G2 Esports goal. JKnaps has a chance to go for it. Just leaves it to Noly, who does the same. Leaves that ball again. So a little bit of free time for the ball just to float into the air until it reveals itself to Noly.
The one thing I'm concerned about for Karmine Corp is whether or not they can consistently utilize Noly in that 1v1 playstyle. I mean, is he going to continue to pop up by himself?
No!
Or do we see follow-ups with passes? That one was wide open.
Oh, Aztral, you have to score that. If G2 score from the other end, it's going to hurt even more.
It can't be.
A few mistakes in defense for Karmine Corp. They do manage just about to slow things down. Good play from Noly again, but that has got to hurt. Itachi gets the save.
And that was their first passing play, team play, getting everybody involved.
Know they're still going to be thinking about that, partly somewhere in the back of their heads. It's really, really tough, but you know, that's what a LAN is. You can turn to your teammates, you can tell them don't worry, you can show in your body language that there is nothing to worry about. And Karmine Corp have managed to build their way out from defense that they were pinned back on for a second after that mistake.
And these teams, they've been very vocal. If you make a mistake, they'll make sure that you're aware of it if you're playing against SSG or possibly version 1, but I don't know if G2 are going to get
come from here saying, what was that? How did you miss that one? Goodness me, I'm not sure if it's coming through to you guys, but these players are talking to each other.
Loud. They've been loud.
Yeah, it's been quite something. Itachi clears it high. Astral's already there. He'd love to get involved, get himself a goal, just to really completely shake that rust off. But he's been tackled this time. Chicago has a couple of players to aim for past Aztral. Noly is just completely surprised by Chicago, who equalizes for G2.
And is Chicago by himself off the midfield pass here? But it was Chicago who was able to get past 2 players. He took out the last one. Noly knocked to the side.
Must be the most frustrating sort of goal to concede when you think you're going to get it and you're trying to maneuver your vehicle away from the incoming car and you just can't quite do it. But beautiful play from Chicago gets his team right back in it. Itachi to the side. Aztral needs to win this one against JKnaps and does.
It's so interesting.
Still have time to get themselves back in the lead.
Those demo plays too, whenever you're in that solo situation, it's almost more consistent than just going for a flip reset or something by yourself, because the momentum, it's easier to carry in to that player and get the physical hit.
Itachi has a chance to get a decent dunk here. Instead, lets Noly in. Itachi chasing that one. He's taken out for his troubles. JKnaps is Atomic in front of him, clearing the path and seeing a clean way for him to go. But Aztral gets a pretty nice read there from the corner. Chicago in the corner himself, met by Noly, who's going to be the first player to really get control of this ball. They're all trying to do it. That's the way they want to play. Want to go solo, want to get some passes going as well in field. Beautiful timing there. Aztral comes in, but he's blocked away.
For me, that's what I needed to see to be convinced on Karmine Corp and how they were performing in game number 2, whether or not they were looking for the passes or just going to rely solely on Noly. And to see them go for those midfield passes, connect, have the vision, it's key as another shot gets deflected against G2.
Oh, lovely demo there. Atomic, what a save still, though, against Itachi. G2 Esports stay in contention in this game. Game 2, Chicago with Aztral up already in the air, drifting towards overtime right now, but still chances. Itachi to the side. That was a quick little shot there from JKnaps. Atomic's coming in. Aztral surely is going to be able to see this one towards overtime, but Itachi's up. He wants to get the dunk here on JKnaps. To the side he goes. Noly's bumped away by Atomic. and we have overtime in game 2.
That was a lot of space there for Itachi to make something out of it, but doesn't get the proper 50-50. And we're forced back down the other side. JKnaps could have ended it early off the kickoff in OT, but instead we keep going.
Noly is going to beat Chicago here. Remember, going to the lower bracket means you only have 1 life left. It is incredibly harsh, especially when you're up against a team the quality of G2 or Karmine. Do not want to lose. JKnaps sends it long. Noly's already up for it. Wants to get this second touch, but I don't think he'll be able to. He can, but only as far as Chicago. Chicago's shot is met by Itachi. It's a bit of G2 pressure now. Noly wants to see it away again. Karmine Corp trying to play their way out of trouble, but it is putting them in trouble.
And their boost pads just getting robbed left and right from G2 Esports. Everybody's finding a way to rotate out. Almost a solo play from Chicago, but they're still doing damage on offense and then connecting with the pass into the midfield. It's Chicago.
How quickly the series turns around. Karmine Corp had got a foothold. They'd embedded themselves in this series. 1 goal to turn it around, then Chicago with his bump, and then the OT. What a finish that was from Chicago again. We're talking so much about Atomic, but his finishing there, brilliant.
And that possession, the ball was stuck in that corner for what felt like 20 seconds. That gets saved, and then eventually somebody from G2 would rotate back in, do the exact same thing. Rinse and repeat for them here. All 3 boys, as we take a look now, feeling confident. And of course, the pressure has got to be relieved after winning the OT.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're being spoken to by their coach, but this is the team that they have to speak to each other.
Yeah,
they have to G each other up. They have to say, look, we have fought so hard to be here.
Right.
With Karmine Corp, every time Noly tweets, he gets 17,000 likes. He just says the word ratio. He has magical powers at this point on the internet. It's quite incredible. You know, you have to play that. You
Maybe he does that mid-series, you know, get that energy back.
We do not approve of tweeting mid-series for the record right now. But yeah, no, great comeback from G2 there. And I didn't even realize that Atomic, he just delayed his flip right at the end there, hanging on the wall.
So much.
Exactly, that's what he does.
It's insane. Atomic is constantly throwing teams curveballs. If he's behind the ball, you don't know which direction he's going to go, whether or not he's going to slow down his speed. He does that frequently. And it's not just on the offense, Cole. It's on the defense. He does that to prevent every challenge from going against him. It's something that makes G2 so special, and it's something you can never predict.
And I think that's why when Envy came to Full and Atomic was quite quiet, as all the then Envy roster were, maybe there was a false sense of security with this guy for the EU players and the players from the other region. Oh, he's not that good, but the North Americans, they know what Atomic's going to do to an extent. They know what he's going to try, and they know how strange a player he can be. Karmine Corp come up against him, any other EU team come up against him, they're not used to playing against this week in, week out. So it's like, why is he still down there? Why is he gone through a bump here? Why is he doing this? Because he is so good and controlled at playing in his own way, and it works time and time again. And G2, they are getting wins time and time again. They were a grand finals away from winning all the NA regionals. Couldn't quite do it, but they would trade that in a heartbeat, Turtle, for this major.
Yeah, and now 1 game away from securing this series win. Meanwhile, Karmine Corp, you talked about it a lot, Aztral, in interviews, mentioning their confidence, how they're relaxed, they're not too pressured. This is where you prove it and start the reverse sweep.
I mean, yeah, they're taking control of the ball still, staying with the same play style. I can't see too many changes in the way they're approaching this game, which, you know, you have to respect, you have to believe.
It did go to OT, it was close.
Exactly, and they were 2-0 up as well. You know, the stuff is working for them. It's just G2 when they come forward, as against any defense, they're going to get goals against you.
We haven't seen any demos. That literally was the key against
there he was.
Hey, okay.
He chased you as you said that.
All right, maybe that's the difference. Maybe that's how they start the reverse sweep. Could have been something that they talked about in those 60 seconds, and that's something that I wanted to see, and look what happens. He lead us in possession.
Suddenly the fireworks display has started, at least for a split second, but it's slowed down again for now. Noly can just wait with this ball, let it wrap its way around him, and send it long. Atomic was already up. He got so many pre-jumps at the Spring Major, the Winter Major as well. Atomic, can he beat Aztral here? No, good speed from Aztral. Get a clean win. Can he get the dunk as well in Chicago? Chicago gets half a touch. It's actually a really good one towards JKnaps. Those two play together forever, know exactly what they're doing. Chicago tries a little air dribble here. Noly sends it out wide, and Itachi gets taken out the game.
But Itachi was able to grab that final boost pad before he was demoed. Karmine Corp might be a little bit more cautious of their own boost pads, making sure to nab it at least before you ultimately get deleted from the game. But this is a 2v1 situation. Noly pre-jumped Chicago and was able to get the 50.
I mean, I love the way Noly played that one. It was a really tough decision, but he was left all alone there with Chicago having full boost as well. That was so tricky, the situation he was left in. I don't mind that from Aztral coming in from the side, trying to put the G2 player off, but it seems that G2 again, they're getting all these clean touches, and they're sending it long, and yeah, that clearance from Itachi not quite good enough.
K-Corp not able to find connection downfield. Not as accurate as I'd want to see, but I have seen more demos. The physicality is there. It's a bit different. They're throwing something else at G2 Esports, which I'm happy with, but is it enough? That is the question. You are finding the saves, but for how long?
It seems right now that Karmine Corp are hitting the ball and then trying to figure out what to do with it. They put it to a corner, and then they're like, okay, let's try and fix this. Whereas for G2, as they pepper more attacks on the Karmine Corp goal, they always seem to have a plan. With each and every touch, it causes more and more damage. This could be the lead. Yes, it is. How does this ball keep finding its way in that KC net?
And I'm going to match your point. G2 Esports, they always have 2 or 3 touches planned out ahead of them. That's how you see this ball continuously drop in front of the net. They take one shot, rotate in, they know how things are going to play out, and they're able to play off of it, Cole. G2 Esports just absolutely mopping the floor with this offense.
We are being serenaded by the sweet, sweet sound of the G2 Esports attacking symphony. They play with such style, such rhythm. But KC have a chance here. Will that ball come in? No, Chicago gets the save. Aztral is there. Astral's shot not good enough. Atomic sends it high. Atomic can get on the end of this ball as well. Noly helps it on its way. He had to. JKnaps another clean touch. Where is the defense? Astral finally with a clearance.
Astral flip
gets
reset.
A flip reset. That could get him right back in it, but no, Atomic saves again. G2 say no way through.
And Atomic is prepped for it. He knows that Astral can pull off those flip resets, and because of it, he stayed on his line, was patient, and decided to get the save. Of course, doing a lot of work on the defense as well as the offense.
Easy to be patient when you're 2-0 up and pretty much cruising right now. Itachi, there's a pass here to Noly if he can find him again. The final pass just wasn't quite there. The idea was correct, but the way it happened, not so much. Astral misses, still getting a little bit loose right now from Karmine Corp. That's the desperation that G2 makes you play with. Actually does have it clean right now. Noly from the backboard, maybe. No, JKnaps just sees him away to the side. Astral with Atomic. This one goes all the way out wide. Karmine Corp, they need a bit of extended pressure themselves.
And I'm still looking at the boost here, Cole. Whenever I see K-Corp on the offensive, it seems like they don't want to take boost too much. Finally, we see one stolen from Noly. Maybe this will lead to at least a longer attack on offense. Astral was able to get the midfield boost too. This is what I wanted to see from K-Corp. And because of it, there's more pressure. However, there's 50 seconds left, just a little bit under. We need more from K-Corp, and they're finally throwing it at G2.
Yeah, time for caution to the wind. Atomic with another unpredictable touch. That one maybe not his most intended one. Noly's going to let that ball go over towards Astral. Has to win this race. JKnaps there. 30 seconds left now. Atomic, huge clearance yet again for G2 Esports. Chicago, good first touch, but Noly has met it.
Okay.
What's he going to do with it? He was so hot at the start of this series. He's hot again. He sets up Astral, and there is the equalizer.
They waited until the last 30 seconds to finally find the answer and get the tiebreaker. It's Astral popping off through a couple of mechanical whiffs early on, but he has corrected it, and he's here to save the day.
He was once upon a time the mechanical maestro of EU, maybe of this game, Astral, and he still has those capabilities. Is that what's just rolling all the way in? Yes, it is from the kickoff. How on earth have Karmine Corp achieved this?
Oh, I'm getting flashbacks from G2 against Queso. What is going on? The kickoff, where you going? Where's the cheat happening from G2 Esports? It's wide open. And now we've got K-Corp winning.
20 seconds. You wouldn't bet against G2 Esports here to come back into this one. Are they able to do it? Maybe a kickoff goal of their own. No, it's won again by KC. JKnaps can only put it in neutral territory for now. Itachi tries to meet him and does. So much faster right now from Karmine Corp. They've had that belief now surging through their veins, but G2 Esports still have all the skill in the world to go to the backboard. Oh, it's been missed! It's been missed, Atomic! He's been so hot, he's been so consistent, but he couldn't quite get the equalizer. Itachi wants to put it down. Atomic catches it into the corner. JKnaps is moving forward. Brilliant movement again from G2, but Aztral has seen enough. It's still kept up there from Chicago at 0 seconds. All this ball has to do is touch the floor, and Karmine Corp get their first game, but it's not happening. Atomic almost keeps it up a little bit longer, but Karmine Corp, you can see their car spinning there now. They get their first win in this series.
Cole, I feel a little bit lied to. Was this whole entire offense from G2 just a lie? No. Was it just a lie? Did you see that? There was not only one free opportunity, but a free kickoff just given to K-Corp.
Now, Turtle, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of the phrase recency bias?
Yes.
I think that is the just epitome of it right there. Go, oh, do you know what G2's attack? Yeah.
That's horrible. Absolutely
anything.
trash.
Exactly. Atomic wash,
They don't know how to play offense. This is, you know, why would anybody vote for them? No, but in all seriousness, it was lights out from G2 all game long until that one little mistake off the kickoff, and then of course you get the accident still where they could have tied things up. The miss from Atomic, I think he assumed there was going to be a player who gets the touch, and as we look, take another look, at the mistake that led to a K-Corp win. Is this the difference maker? Is this where everything changes, Cole?
I mean, perhaps KC will be hoping it is. They will be saying, you know, We earned that. Everything that we planned for worked. That game went as we expected. We knew we'd get the goals. We knew these opportunities would come. We just had to keep doing what we were doing, toiling on, plowing on. And
that's got to feel good because you were up against G2, who seemed unbreakable.
Yes.
You needed some stellar shots from Noly alone, past 2, sometimes even 3 players, it seemed like, to just break through the goal line. And then now they make that mistake off the kickoff. They don't seem like the Giants they came into this tournament in.
That was almost another very, very good kickoff from Karmine Corp right there. The Karmine Corp player couldn't quite wiggle around, but Itachi's big booming clearance still put a little bit of pressure on the G2 Esports goal. Somebody waiting in the corner is Noly. What can he do with his first touch? It's a little bit flat for him to really follow, so JKnaps can get a pretty clean one. But Karmine Corp are just so much quicker to these G2 touches, and G2's touches are starting to be downloaded by Karmine Corp.
Right. Maybe they've downloaded Atomic in particular. There's a demo taking him out of the play. JKnaps evens the playing field with the demo on Noly, and here comes Itachi downfield. Aztral also jumped for it, going for some more creative plays, and we've got K-Corp looking strong within the first minute.
Yeah, looking like they believe it right now. More fireworks come raining in. Itachi, though, can just wait and watch and set it on the plate, and Noly is going to put it away. Karmine Corp have the lead.
And this looks like the K-Corp that destroyed Furia. We got some demos, we got some fireworks, and some aggression. There was one demo from G2 against K-Corp, but the rotation kind of broke down midway through.
I just saw a little peace symbol there from Noly in the bottom left corner on his little screen. I don't know if he was communicating with the G2 players or talking to his teammates. I'm not quite sure on that one, but if Karmine Corp are starting to believe that they can win this one to the extent that they are communicating with their opponents, they'll be very different. But G2 Esports, they do not care what Karmine Corp think. They will play against a team that believes they can beat them all day long, and they will just continue to just put on wave after wave of attack. But right now, it's Karmine Corp's attack that's looking so dangerous. Aztral, he's so involved right now. He's had his moments in this series, but he's just starting to come alive.
Yeah, what feels like for the first time ever, G2 are forced to go back to the drawing board and figure out a new style that could counteract this Karmine Corp offense, as well as the transitions downfield. Look at how effective it's been. You've got Aztral who's staying behind the ball. A lot of air dribbles out of KC.
KC, who go to 5th in EU with a win in this series, up above Semper. So huge implications for Worlds, for seeding, for all sorts. I'm sure the desk will piece together what exactly that means, but there's more to this match than this match. And there's a backflip there from JKnaps Chicago. The comms were good there from G2. Let them know what was happening, and they got it away. But again, more nerves, more shakiness from G2.
Yeah, and maybe after conceding that kickoff goal, you start to feel the nerves and maybe start thinking you're not as sturdy on the defensive side as you once were. But you can definitely recover, and that's off the post for KC.
You like to think that JKnaps knew what was coming and was completely calm and cool, and he was like, yeah, I'll stay in the post and I'll just follow along. But maybe not. Good touch from Itachi. Beats JKnaps again. That's happening so much now. Noly's coming in. Astral's already up as well. They're all pre-jumping. It's working. Karmine Corp have doubled their lead.
I wanted to see them utilize each other more often, and this is what I get. I'm happy. Everybody touching it. Aztral pre-jumping off the backboard. The double tapping in. 2-0 for KC.
This is how this team made it to this point. Anybody who only watches the majors, you've not seen Karmine Corp before, they can do that.
Yeah.
They can pre-jump each other's pre-jumps. They can make even Atomic look lost and confused and a little bit scared in defense. But Karmine Corp were 2-0 up in Game 2 as well. G2 Esports ended up winning it in overtime after a huge mistake let them back in. So don't think for a second we are guaranteed a Game 5 match right here. Chicago's the backboard, could put it away. Aztral, though, another huge read, a great save, and then he gets on his way over dribble, tees it up. Itachi can't quite follow that one, and this one is going to go towards G2.
And while you're talking about G2 coming back, we see one of the best defensive touches out of Karmine Corp, and then another save on the goal line for them as well. The defense so sturdy. We've seen multiple attacks from G2 not working.
There was that bump attempt as well there. Itachi was so near to being taken out. I think it was by Chicago as Chicago rotated out. That really would have been a painful way to concede a goal for Karmine Corp. But again, G2 can't quite do it. Atomic tees up Chicago. Chicago misses. Itachi misses as well. There's pandemonium all over the pitch. Noly into that corner. Astral's up. Can he make the most of it? He gets the shooting chance, but he can't quite put it away. The man needs to do the shots he shouldn't miss training pack, because his shooting has not quite been there today.
But you are up 2-0, so maybe not feeling the pressure. Yeah, if there's one time, it's got to be then. But here we go. Looking to add to their tally and get a third one. 1:30 left. G2 Esports, the demo might lead the way, and it does.
There were hints of this earlier on when Itachi was almost caught. This time they did not get away with it. Watch this. The man is rotating back. He's no longer rotating back.
Take him out.
Noly can't quite get there in time. 1:28. G2 Esports. They have come back from this position so many times. They are incredibly clutch and they're really going to push for the rest of this game.
Here we go. Do Karmine Corp continue to go for those solo plays? I've seen so many air dribbles out of their own half. The defensive transitions have looked near flawless. It's just when they get stuck in their own half, they tend to fail at getting out. Obviously, it's going to be difficult. Your boost is getting taken, but maybe the third goal will give you some confidence.
I absolutely love this from Itachi. I'm not sure, yeah, that touch there would have been so tempting to put that one on target. I believe at the start of this series they would have. They've taken literally a leaf out of G2 Esports' book. Send it high instead of down. Follow it up, build that pressure, take your time, wait for the opportunities to present themselves, and Karmine Corp have one heck of an opportunity to send this one to Game 5 now.
That touch from Aztral too is so accurate to bounce perfectly in the corner and float above the net. It looked like it would have just rolled up, but instead, Aztral, of course, so accurate and managed to clutch it out for his team, getting them the security of a 2-goal lead. G2 Esports, the bicycle kick. It's Chicago putting in work.
That is utterly brilliant right there from Chicago. Just wait for this. Oh, Itachi and Aztral. No chance. I'm so glad that Atomic didn't get a touch. If that had not gone down to Chicago's goal, I might have shed a single tear. 51 seconds.
That was cinematic.
Oh, you can never count G2 Esports. They've always got something up their sleeve, but Astral's back. Right. You're that coach, Turtle. You're a pro player, you know. Talk us through this kickoff.
What do you mean? What are you going to talk about? It's the cheating.
How does that make you feel?
I'm not even sure. I'm like losing it because I keep turning around when these kickoffs happen because I'm not necessarily disappointed in G2, but surprised here out of them. The second player who follows up on the kickoff seems to be lost in Narnia. I don't know where they're going.
You know how they say, you know, it's worse if someone's not angry, they're just disappointed? You're not angry. You're not disappointed. You're just surprised. Yeah. You're like, well, why does this keep happening,
What's going
guys? On? Let's just fix this.
Once in a series, you know, it's fine.
Yeah.
But 2 times, come on.
Especially when you've just got yourself back to within a goal. And you know, you're
starting
to get your momentum back.
Too.
Oh, what a save though from Atomic. There is still 20 seconds. A goal hit from G2 might make things interesting, but it's not going to happen. Aztral, can you get yourself a flip reset for the road? Yes, you can! Aztral is amazing.
We just saw a bicycle kick, but now check this out. A flip reset on the other side. There's all this space in the world for Aztral.
Love it.
To make things work. And it's routine. Not the flashiest one, but still nice.
How far this esport has come that we're saying, yeah not the flashiest flip reset. That one was okay. That was
2 years ago, we'd be losing it right now.
We would be going wild right now. The goal of the tournament, but I can guarantee that if you watch this, for the next 4 days after this, you will see some better goals than that. There's going to be some beauty right here when the crowd is back as well on Saturday.
It's the best. We got the chance.
Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I mean, I've never casted in front of a crowd myself, so I am like, you know, I'm like, whoa, I'm fanning myself. I'm nervous over here. I mean, the nerves.
You're talking about nerves.
Exactly.
How do you think G2 are feeling right now? It could be a reverse sweep going in favor of KC. We've got Game 5 coming your way. The question is, okay, it's obvious when you're in a reverse sweep situation that you're going to give the momentum to Karmine Corp, right? Because they're the team who forced the Game 5. But with how that last game looked, the mistakes were just so blatantly obvious of what G2 were doing wrong. They know how to fix things here going into Game 5.
I think that's exactly what they're going to tell themselves, that they weren't outplayed by Karmine Corp. They're not coming up against an insurmountable enemy that's suddenly found form. G2 shot themselves in the foot, reloaded repeatedly, did it again. It was just a constant barrage of errors. I mean, to be fair, okay, do you know what?
Let's be honest.
That was a lovely goal, as was the flip reset. But I mean, this was my favorite of the bunch. There were some absolute bangers in this game. I don't think I appreciated how good the goals in this game were. But 5-2 for Karmine Corp. And yeah, those kickoffs from G2, they have got to be fixed immediately.
Yeah, 100%. And they come at the worst time. You don't even give yourself barely any few minutes. It's been, what, max like 2 minutes to get back into the game after you concede such a blatant and fatal mistake. So for G2, starting off strong and keeping the consistency and the composure on defense throughout the entire 5 minutes, Cole.
I mean, you mentioned composure, you mentioned consistency, and that word experience, some think it's overstated. You know, a 15-year-old can come in and steal a tournament. Why would you need to be experienced? At times like this, you know, Chicago and JKnaps, they've got about 4 million Rocket League matches between them.
Right.
That experience matters, right? It truly makes a difference.
100%. You get into Game 5. You have been here before. This is not new for G2 Esports or Karmine. Oh, my word.
For a freebie for Karmine would throw all that I was saying out the window about them being able to keep their composure. They do not. Well, exactly. That's when you really start to get a little bit frustrated and tilted. But Aztral keeps the attack going.
At this point, just fake the kickoff. Don't even touch it.
Just fake it. Fake it. 2015 vibes, a fake kickoff. There's Noly. Wants to pitch that one into the center for Aztral. It didn't quite work out, but Aztral, smart play from him, dancing round the ball to make sure that his 50-50 game was as strong as it could be.
Nice
Atomic
touch.
does
Off
have
the
some
backboard.
space, though. Noly, huge read. He's quieted down a little bit in attack recently, but he knew exactly what Atomic was doing there.
And this is what G2 were doing in game 1. A lot of big hits off the backboard. They send the ball flying high, really forcing KC to use all the boost, make the save, get the touch, and then G2 Esports would flood the midfield with that pass. Might see that same strategy here in game 5.
A huge game 5 right now. I believe the first on the A stream. I've been watching both at once. I'm a little bit confused.
I'm happy.
I could be
We've
wrong
seen
there.
so many sweeps today. I want the game 5.
Exactly. We all deserve this. We deserve a long old day of Rocket League. That's what we're starting to see right now. As Atomic meets Itachi, Noly is there, goes high again. More unpredictability. JKnaps, great touch from him. That was such a difficult read, and JKnaps made it look routine.
Yeah, and that one going down. JKnaps doesn't have a lot of time to react, but does find the touch. They're still stuck in their own half, though. However, Itachi doesn't have any boost, but he does still get the demo on no boost. But with that touch from JKnaps, they're going down the other side of the field.
Here's Atomic, gets a couple of touches to
the
the backboard.
follow.
Noly's following up, but Noly can't get there. JKnaps prods it home.
Wow.
G2 take first blood.
And notice how JKnaps actually follows up Atomic. He got the flick all the way out to get the transition, and then continues to shadow Atomic, knowing and trusting that he's going to create an opportunity.
The prizes for winning this game are absolutely monumental. You go all the way to the top 6 straight away. Surely not again. This has got to stop G2 Esports. Let's get Johnny Boy in the stream after this to just or Gregan to deconstruct these kickoffs. I don't have the intelligence to do it myself, but clearly there is a big problem. But anyway, as I was saying, top 6, absolutely massive. You get a couple of days off as well if you survive in this upper bracket from today. So huge one to win.
This is terrifying.
For either of them. Aztral sends that one into the top of the net almost. Itachi,
the
lovely
crossbar.
finish. It's not there. Is anybody following it up? Can G2 get up in time? Atomic is almost in slow motion. Sends it out wide. Karmine Corp still can't score.
And I don't think Atomic had any boost on that save.
Wow.
Maybe a pad at most. And Karmine Corp weren't able to recover and rotate in fast enough as that third man, but they're still lurking for the first goal. Don't find it. G2 Esports holding strong.
Noly has this ball behind him. JKnaps is just following him, staring at him,
Got
trying
the
to
flick.
outplay him. Gets
Over
the flick
one.
past him, gets the flick into the top left corner. G2 Esports get 2.
They got some security almost at the halfway point. Now the only issue after this lovely 1v1 flick is going to be the kickoff. What do we see out of G2? The second man can't be so close, and the third man just keeps going for boost.
Some practice.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. What's going to happen? Come on, this is actually the only chance.
It's full into Karmine Corp again. It's clean for Noly. Already pressure from the kickoff, Chicago. He just sees it away. He
That's
just
still
gets
better
that
than
ball
what happened
away.
before, though.
All
I'd be
3
happy with
kickoffs
that.
that we've had in this game have led
Never
to
mind.
opportunities.
Oh
and straight
my.
away from a demo. G2 Esports just cannot keep control of the ball from the open play.
And this did start from the kickoff. You see a lot of pressure, then a demo comes through, and it's a wide open net within 1 for Karmine Corp.
Now are you ready again to do this all over
I'm
again?
ready.
Are you ready?
Come
ready?
on,
3,
here we
2,
go.
1.
G2.
Let's see, can they survive it?
No,
That's
you'll notice Atomic was actually lurking a little bit farther back. They're scared off the kickoff.
They are terrified.
Better late than never, though.
There's a mentality thing right now about this as well, but they have survived it. We go into open play, and this is where G2 Esports will feel that they are stronger. But now there is so much time for Karmine Corp to come back. G2 Esports have to really balance being aggressive, being attacking, taking the enemy, taking the game to their enemy with just not overplaying.
It's so difficult, too, for a player in the final 2 minutes underway. What do you go forward with? Do you try to be more aggressive? Do you try to be passive? Keep this leader, just continue to fight on the offensive side. So many decisions to make with such little time. We'll see what G2 have.
Well, so far it's been G2 Esports that have kept control of a lot of the ball. They're looking good. Balancing
in the
things out. Here's
midfield.
JKnaps, he shoots to the near post again. It's almost there, bundled away in the end by a combination of Karmine Corp players. It's a great touch from Noly, opens things up. They're all there. They all want a slice of this ball. Aztral gets charged down. Chicago clears it, attaching in from the side.
Boost.
Karmine Corp trying to put the squeeze on, wanting to push things, but they've run out of boost for now. I think that's a massive free jump. I don't know where that player was going from Karmine, but in the end it falls to Itachi.
And the positioning looking a bit weak, from KC. They were not only all in the same spot, but then decided to disperse, and nobody could go for the challenge. And they're forced to deal with some offense from G2 Esports. Here we go, on the other side, blocked away in the midfield. Strong G2 presence there.
Aztral sends that one out wide. Noly's already up. He's got boost as well. What can he do with it? He
Final
gets
minute.
the pass towards Itachi. Itachi shoots, but it's wide. The shooting still not quite there from KC. Easiest thing they have
Nice
to fix,
pop.
but they won't be able to do it right now. Itachi to the ceiling.
And he got
Huge
bumped.
bump. Noly's there. Can he get the finish? Yes, he can. Karmine Corp just will not die.
It's all about the physical play for Karmine Corp. You take him out, and Noly is in position to punish.
I mean, again, that shot, that was not the cleanest shot. That was the shot of someone thinking, I really hope I don't miss this one right now because it's an open goal. You didn't, Noly.
Kick off.
You
Hold
can
on a
breathe that
second.
sigh
All
of
right.
relief. No, JKnaps has done well there, and he's coming in. He might actually score from it. If
Off the
G2 wins for the
backboard.
kick, it would be crazy. No, Aztral clears it long. 40 seconds left. The series of the day so far. Aztral just prods it towards the net. That'll be easy for JKnaps, but it will leave some pressure against him. Itachi, huge pinch. It's met. Again, Atomic. Aztral there in the corner now. He's got boost to play with. Atomic's not going to get this one. He just wants a butt. Noly
that's
shoots.
in.
Noly gets it on target. Karmine Corp have this series in the palm of their hand.
A disaster from G2, who led the majority of this
they're
game.
all
You've got
there.
2 players in the same spot, rotating back. What is going on with the G2 defense? Dismantled from Karmine Corp.
And now they are the ones who need a little bit of luck from the kickoff.
Oh
Will it
my.
work out
That's
for them?
it.
It falls
Back
to
right.
JKnaps. It's good. He's got some boost. Atomic is there. He wants to bump on Noly. And G2 do get themselves back.
It's all about the kickoff. They
changed it.
learned from their mistake.
Yeah.
It's a back right kickoff. Beautifully done. Right to JKnaps and a shot on target.
This is like the battle of the coaches right now, the
This is
meta game in
unbelievable.
full swing. It is just fascinating
Oh my
to
goodness.
watch
Here
what
we go
happens
again.
here. Just a clean 50-50. Noly's there. Aztral wants to beat JKnaps, but it's a massive play from JKnaps. Look at that ball go. Itachi, he sends it high, he sends it long. Atomic is there. Overtime is looming. Itachi and Atomic there again, those two meeting up. Noly's going to
Oh
beat
my.
JKnaps here,
What
but
a
JKnaps
touch.
stayed behind it. Astral's
7
in the corner.
seconds.
He's got Itachi in the middle, but Atomic is closing him down. It's going to be Karmine Corp finishing regulation the better. Great win there from Noly.
Might stay
Itachi
up.
there. Can he get himself an angle to get a pass?
All
No, he
right.
can't. Game 5 overtime at Landon. Can you get any better?
I don't think so. This is what we've been waiting for all day long. Enough of the sweeps. We just want to go into OT. Maybe stay here for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get ourselves a really meaty overtime right
Yeah.
now. As Noly sends a high, this could be so dangerous for his team. Aztral gets dunked by Chicago as well. Pretty sure that I want to see Noly teeing the ball up there for his teammates in his own half of the pitch. And JKnaps can get a couple of touches here. It goes into the corner. And we are at least into the real sort of meat of overtime.
And the crazy thing is, at this point, what do you say? Who stole the game? It was constantly back and forth. At first, I thought KC stole from G2. Now it feels like G2 about to steal the win from KC.
When everyone steals, nobody steals. It's just beautiful Rocket League, nobody giving up. JKnaps is taken out by Noly, which will leave some space in the middle. Noly wants to chase it down himself, isn't quite able to. Here's Aztral.
No
He's gonna
boost.
touch on this one. He's
That
just
might be
trying to
a
fake
fake,
some
though.
boost. He can get a flicky. He flicks it high. Is anybody following
No
up?
way.
Yes, they are. It's Itachi, but it's met by the G2 defense.
And that is how valuable it can be to slow things down. He didn't have any boost, but it worked out even better than if he had a little bit of boost in the tank. That's what Atomic does so well. K-Corp utilizing that aspect of the game. But maybe we see Atomic bring it back.
Chicago just booms it as far as he can. A little bit boost off right now, G2. The demo will help things. But Itachi sending it high is wise, at least for now, until JKnaps gets that next touch. Astral's block is good. Here's Noly just being faked up completely by Atomic, but does manage to flick the ball out on his way out. Smart play. Aztral gets the touch, wants to get it over the top of Atomic. Instead, the ball just rolls and Atomic sends it back down long. There was a big race for the boost in the corner. I think it was won by Atomic, but Atomic now is being bumped out the way. Can any of these touches just clear the way? Will they be able to? They're so close, all of these hits, but again, not quite.
It's all
Itachi.
about the performance in the midfield here, Cole. How do they win these challenges? When do they approach? The decision-making needs to be flawless from both teams.
There was a miss there from Itachi. That was so scary for Karmine Corp's fans, but it did work out for them in the end. The ball remains in the center. We asked for a couple of minutes of overtime. We're going to get at least that, and we're going even longer as Chicago sends it high. Astral's there. It's going into the corner. Itachi's in.
Off the sidewall.
Who's going to be here first?
Noly's
Noly wants
there.
to dunk on Chicago. That is so smart from Chicago, just to let that one roll across in the air in front of the net. But Astral's going to keep coming forward. A couple of touches again. Chicago
They keep going,
beating
what a
the ball
pass.
away, but now
That's
it's
it.
Noly, and Noly's going to sink it into the bottom left corner. EU have their win against NA, and KC have their moment.
And it's not just North America, it's the Winter Major champions who have been knocked down into the lower bracket.
That is terrifying for the teams that are already down there.
word.
And I can think of a few
BDS
teams
might be down
already
there too.
down there. BDS are already down there. We're frantically looking at it right now, thinking, who are G2 going to go? Me. But right now, let's just talk about KC for a second, because that series seemed out of their hands. They were games down. They were goals down. They were mistakes down. They were open net misses down.
They were destined to lose.
Destined to lose, and they won, Turtle.
How? Oh, wait. Kickoff. That's exactly how. What on earth was that from G2 with the kickoffs? They had it in the palm of their hands, but it slipped away due to those kickoffs, due to those final moments and performing under pressure.
There are going to be some raging analysts right now talking about these kickoffs. But it's just a wild end to an amazing series. 4-3 in a Game 5 overtime.
Oh,
Truly, that
goodness.
is what dreams are made of as far as series go.
I can't believe what I'm seeing right now. There was so much momentum, so much hype for G2, but also for Karmine Corp. Think back to the voting percentages, 70%.
They were
and
right.
now the fans are going to come into this stadium, fill it up, and make it as loud as possible.
Oh my goodness, I think there's going to be an influx of French fans quickly getting on the
time.
Eurostar, going, get me in that arena right now. I want to ratio people in real life. No, just
This is great.
Thrilling performance right there from Karmine Corp. I'm happy for them as on Noly with the winner after his start to that series.
And Noly, all by himself. It seemed like he got the momentum by himself, didn't utilize anybody else. It was through solo plays that they were able to develop some momentum. They got the kickoffs, then they get into Game 5. They start to steal it away. It gets taken away again, but then in OT, they come back and reclaim their possession and their victory.
It was a true epic. And just to give us all a second to calm down, the Oasis is ready. I need to drink myself of water.
All right, welcome back here down to the Oasis. We have, I guess, the marathon winners, I guess we could say. A fantastic Game 5, pushing it to overtime. You got kickoffs on kickoffs, goals on goals. Tell me about the journey back from 0-2 to 3-2.
I have no words. Like, this is incredible. Winning this G2 series was big for us. And I was playing so bad the first game. I was so mad at myself. And then I tried to turn back and looked like it worked.
I mean, absolutely incredible performance from you, Aztral, you, Itachi, you, Noly. This was a true team effort. I mean, if you look at my notes, I have all three of your names on here because each one of you had great individual performances, but you also had a great team performance. Talk to me about after Game 2, what are the comms like? What are you guys telling each other to just kind of just say, okay, we're still in this?
It's all in the head. Like, we are here against G2. Even if we lose 0-2, like, it's in the head. We have to keep the mental, and that's what we did. We discussed about it, and we made the reverse sweep lane.
So how do you pick yourself up there from 0-2? Was there anything that was said? We talked about this when we first interviewed you. Is there a turning point? Is there a play that's being made that's causing the change? Is there something that's being said? We got to focus on rotations. We got to focus on something else. Anything like that?
You want to? Like, we knew we were better than them. Like, the second game they won it, but like we just choked. And the third game we won with the kickoff goal. It was like we deserved that because we choked the last one. And we didn't really discuss about any strategy. It's all about the mental. Like, we know we are good. We know we are better than them today. And we just had to keep the mental straight.
This is all confidence, Subi.
It's incredible how much confidence is just oozing from all of these guys, especially you two coming into your first live event. It's absolutely incredible. And Noly, I mean, you've been bottling up the emotions, it feels like. You were so excited getting off the stage. You come up, you're trying to stay straight-faced, look like a stone-cold killer. But tell me, what's going through your mind right now? Talk to me about just the emotions you're having right now.
Like, I underestimated G2 in scrims. They weren't the greatest, and the first two games they kind of proved that, you know, they're a major winning team for a reason. Like, I'm honestly just so grateful to be on KC with these two and Eversax. Like, there's not much more that I want, and hopefully we can go all the way.
I mean, this has to feel like redemption for all of you. I mean, all of you, we've talked about how much potential each one of you individually have. And now the fact that you've kind of found each other, it's got to feel so good. And boys, I don't know if you know this, but you're going to be playing in front of a packed copper box.
Absolutely packed.
Oh my gosh. What, I mean, any of you, has it hit you yet?
No, definitely not.
Is it hitting you right now?
No, not really. I'm super happy to be there because I miss the LAN and the crowd so much. And being able to play on this amazing venue will be like a good memory. Like, I can't wait to be in 2 days, like 3 days, I think, 2. I forgot, but Saturday.
I don't mean to put some pressure on you, but you guys are the only European team left in the upper bracket.
That's right.
Home field advantage is all yours, boys. That's got to feel crazy.
This arena is going to be jumping.
I
cannot wait.
Man.
I've heard so many stories from the guys that was here last time, whether as a spectator or as a caster, host. They've been telling me great stories, and we have sold, double the amount of tickets this time around? It's going to be jumping. I'm so excited.
I'm going to bring earplugs. I'm not going to lie. I'm an old man. It's going to ruin my hearing, but I can't wait because you're going to be able to feel the fans. And for you guys sitting up there on that stage, have you given them any insight on how to play in front of a crowd?
Oh, sorry.
Not at all. I'm letting them the surprise to feel the crowd. And I know these guys don't really play on pressure, so it won't change anything from playing here or on stage with the crowd. So it'll just be a good experience for them too.
All right.
Confidence as ever.
It really is. It really carries you through everything. But I know these guys want to get out of here, go celebrate with their fellow Europeans. I mean, all of them were so happy for him. It's such a good thing to see. But